Welcome to Monday Night TPK. Hey, welcome back. This is Monday Night TPK. My name is Kyle, and you are listening to this 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons Real Play podcast. Sitting around the table are our heroes for tonight. Hopefully they stay that way and don't become villains. Now, last week I made a New Year's resolution to be prepared for this pre-game shenanigans. So Ryan,
Right there.
Ryan, what book had the most significant impact on you?
In regards to like reading books or D&D books?
I'm not specifying.
Lord of the Rings.
Alright, cool.
Just that whole series.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
What is the best pair of shoes you have owned?
Probably my current pair, and they're so old I don't even remember what they are or where I got them. But they don't tie very well, but they've held up for like 7 years.
Wow.
There's no holes in them. They are pretty freaking great.
Cool. Sam, what do you rebel against?
Oh.
Sam rebel?
That's a great question.
The patriarchy.
Thank you.
I would say that I rebel in my own way against injustices of humankind.
Alright, cool. Dana,
Mm-hmm.
what is the most amazing natural occurrence you have ever witnessed?
That I've witnessed or experienced. There's a difference. Witnessing is like visual. Could be happening to somebody else.
Witnessed.
Witnessed. Natural.
Natural. As is distinct and separate from supernatural.
Probably whenever you and I were in the UP and we're on the Black Rocks. Like, probably just dozens of seconds here and there throughout the whole time with, like, watching the waves and seeing the rocks and everything.
Cool. Alright. Good talk, guys.
Yeah.
See, I was prepared.
That was
Thank you.
awesome.
Yes.
Well done.
And I like that it was different for each person.
Me too. Alright, Sam, do you have a recap of last week's episode?
I sure do.
Sweet.
During episode 51, we saw on the top floor there was an opening to walk into, talking about the top of the structure we were standing in front of. Iku explained that Saja N'baza resides in the temple. She explained further that she will wait for us at the base, as in Iku will not help us anymore. We chose to ascend the left side staircase. The stairs were partially destroyed by jungle foliage, which made them somewhat difficult to pass. Brielle led the way up the stairs, and she stopped as the ground began to poke her. She began to slice away at the vines, and then they immediately grew back. Brielle and Rixer began to attack the vines in tandem, and they immediately grew back. Gilly asked Iku what was going on, and Iku said once we got to Saja N'baza, she would clarify everything. Thanks, Iku. Gilly went back to identify the jungle foliage, and the amount of magic radiating from the vines pushed her back on the stairs. Brielle and Ravane noticed a choinga mingling in the foliage, and it had a Triceratops mask and a purple and orange orchid hiding within its mask. And then it bolted up the staircase. Rixer bolted through the vines and took damage immediately, and then returned to safety. Gilly asked Iku about the orchids, and Iku didn't help. Rixer took out Montwood's old stuff and asked in general for help. And a Chewinga charged towards Rixer, and Rixer specifically asked it for help. The Chewinga asked for a trade, one dinosaur carving for an orchid, and the exchange was made. The group decided how to go to the top of the structure. Rixer picked up Gilly and carried her up the stairs, but she started to get scrapes within 11 feet of ascent. Ravane made a duplicate flower with mirror illusion and began to take damage when he stepped 11 feet up the stairs. He took the real orchid and went to the what's called the scratchy point, and the vines parted. Ravane cast Identify as a ritual on the orchid, but it was just a normal flower. Meanwhile, Brielle disappeared and found 10 more orchids in the jungle. Ravane plucked a petal off of an orchid, much to Rixer and Gilly's disapproval. Gilly sat and waited for Brielle to return. Rixer explored further up the stairs, carrying the orchid with him. He reached the platform and attempted to go up further, but the stairs turned to sand under his feet. Another Chewinga appeared to Rixer with a flower and a red feather in near his head, and he purposefully walked up the stairs with no trouble. Brielle returned with the flowers, and Gilly alerted her of the new problem, and Rixer yelled down that we needed a red feather.
Right. Well, luckily, it seems that Brielle has at least brought the orchids.
Which promptly got thrown on the ground.
Yeah, so Rixer is a midpoint of the pyramid-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Brielle is heading back into the jungle. What are the other two people doing?
Writing notes.
Okay, so Gilly is writing notes. Ryan, what is your dude Sam doing?
I'm just watching Rixer right now.
Sure. So as you're watching Rixer and everyone else is kind of doing their thing, you got a passive of 16, right?
Yep.
Ryan, your character sees a large red bird with long red tail feathers just fly across the space between the trees.
Like large for a bird or a large red bird?
Just a large red bird. It's relatively normal bird size, but this type of bird is large. It seems to be totally unawares to you and ignoring you, and just lackadaisically flapping its wings, pushing air below it, propelling itself forward through space and time, but for different reasons.
I could be able to sneak up on this thing.
It's flying.
It's flying.
It's slowly flying away from you at a leisurely pace. Not a care in the world.
So I'm frustrated by this.
Sure.
I mentioned something about wizard rage,
Sure.
so I find out that we need a red feather.
You see a whole plume of them in the sky above you. It kind of reaches the end of your spell radius range, and it happens to kind of do a big loop
Magic
and
missile.
starts coming back towards you. All 3 darts just slam into this bird, and it explodes in a shower of red feathers. I don't even care if you roll for damage. It's at least 6 points of damage. It is obliterated. But the feathers drift slowly to your feet.
If you would have pointed it out, I would have got it without killing it, but that's okay.
You're already in the jungle.
I'm going to the jungle.
You stormed off.
Could have yelled at me. I would have came back.
I don't yell.
So you now have an abundance of red bird feathers.
I make myself a headdress. I roll this jungle now.
Right. Iku is smiling at you. Nice shot.
Can't miss with that shot.
Can't miss with that.
You assume she knows how magic missile works.
Well, I like peer into the jungle. Can I see any trace of Brielle?
The last remnants of the bushes and whatever settling behind her.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say of her bones.
She didn't even make it. She died before she hit the jungle.
Brielle is dead. Let's not go into why.
Bones. So, flower and feather in hand, I'm going to start walking up.
Sure. Sam?
Gilly is gonna yell, Brielle, come back! Ravane shot a bird, and it happened to be red.
I mean, I got past the 16, so probably hear it.
You can hear it. No
She'll
problem.
come back.
And
Begrudgingly.
you see, by the time you get back, which only takes really a few seconds, but you see the wizard traipsing up the side of the staircase with a bouquet of red feathers in his hair, and you see just a pile of feathers, just like everywhere, like a bird exploded.
Gilly will pick up one feather.
Sorry, Kazooie.
Brielle will pick up 2 feathers because Rixer doesn't have one.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Inspiration for being nice.
Thank you. I think I have one. Dang it, I do.
Well.
I haven't needed to use it in the last few games, so.
Is Rixer getting anywhere with trying to talk to the Chewinga or get it to come back?
No, it doesn't seem to be listening.
Okay. That's fine.
After a few moments, the 4 of you are now standing at the top, well, the next level, rather. Sam?
I did not go back up those stairs.
I know.
I'm not doing the up and down until we figure the entire thing out. Because I got stub legs. So,
Alright, but you got a feather and you got an
Yes.
orchid.
I'm waiting.
Sure. Well, the rest of the 3 of you, are you at that level?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brielle will go up.
Well, and I mean, if Rixer gets a feather, he would definitely go up too, or volunteer to be the one to go up.
Yeah, so
So,
I mean,
but I
Rixer-
mean, if Brielle wants to also,
Yeah,
sure.
Brielle will go up too.
Rixer and Brielle, I mean, it's wide enough side by side. You guys can take a step, probably cautiously for Rixer because he's had it collapse a couple times. With the feather in hand, and you take a step. It is solid and normal.
Okay.
It is probably about 11 o'clock, going on noonish or so. And I'm assuming now the 3 of you go up this flight of stairs, right? You are now at the final flight of stairs, and you can see that there is indeed a temple at the tippy top. The steps from level 2 to level 3, the level of the shrine, are 20 feet long and rise 12 feet. The stairs look to be in excellent condition, but there are swarms of snakes slithering up and down the stairs. Let's see here. Give me a nature check, Matt.
Check.
You're trained, right? Anybody else trained in nature?
trained in nature.
Okay, I'll give you a free roll.
Okay, 16, that's pretty good. I think you got +4, yeah, so unnatural 20.
You are certain that these are poisonous snakes.
Yeah.
Can I do an investigation to look for anything that might be visible, like, essentially, I guess, like, more like carved onto the stairs or next to the stairs, the platform, maybe something that might be a hint that we missed before about this next trial.
Give me an investigation.
And so with inspiration, you can decide to use it after your roll, but before the result, correct?
After your roll, before I tell you, you can pass or fail.
Yeah. I guess that's what I meant by result. And I'm gonna do that. 14.
There aren't really any. There really are no carvings at all on the stairs themselves.
Mm-hmm.
All over the structure of the pyramid, there is faint maze-like patterns,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like stuff you've seen really all over the jungles.
Mm-hmm.
They're worn very, very faint. So nothing really stands out to be pictures of anything.
Okay.
And you can kind of look back down behind you at what you've already been through.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it pretty well from where you're at. And you're not really seeing anything that really correlates.
Okay.
The only thing I can think of is charming snakes.
Mm.
Brio has a viol, and she is trained in it.
Okay.
She knows how to use it. So, can I do like a performance check to try and charm the snakes to let me through?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I'm going to use my inspiration. That's not much better. That was pretty cool. That's only a 6.
The snakes don't seem interested in your performance.
What is like the opposite of poison?
Not being poisoned?
Right, or like healing, right?
Medicine?
Rixer's going to try, like, not to dump out the whole, gosh, why can't I think what it's called? Like, water skin that he has.
Yeah.
Not necessarily dump it all out, but kind of, like, liberally sprinkle it onto the snakes that are, like, on that first step, covered in them. And since it's in the water skin, it's like the clean, pure water.
Sure. As you kind of reach your hand out to do that, one of the snakes in the swarm is going to, like, snap out at you as kind of like an opportunity attack as you're so close to it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A 10, however, is probably going to miss you.
Yes.
Okay, so it viciously it snaps out at you, but you're able to, when you're pulling your hand back, it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't make contact.
Okay. But the water has no effect then.
They don't even acknowledge it.
Okay.
Can I roll on nature to see if there's anything that, like, sways a snake away? Like, maybe, like, something they don't like?
Sure.
I don't know. I'm trying to grasp me at straws here, Kyle.
I understand that.
That's better. That's a natural 20, but it's probably a waste. So that'll be a 24. Could you use that on the vial?
I mean, certain species of snakes might be spooked by, like, vibrations in the ground. But you also would realize that, like, that'd have to be a pretty passive snake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these guys are very active, obviously very, very aggressive. You know, snakes do have predators in the wild. You know, different types of birds, mongoose.
Weasels.
So it's not like they're, apex predator by any means. But you also, I guess, would also know that if a snake is, like, really riled up and really territorial, it might go after something that it's still, still dangerous to do so.
Right.
And these things they're not leaving the stairs, but they do seem to be very agitated. They're wiggling around very actively. Sam, was your hand up?
No. If you feel like that I need to do a nature check or something to know this, let me know. But is there any way we have the ability to make them cold, very cold? Not necessarily freeze them, but being cold-blooded, the sun's up, it's shining, it's warm. Snakes don't like the cold, and usually, if it's cold enough, stop moving.
You've seen in your travels magic spells that produce cold effects.
One big one.
So sorry. What I was saying about the nature check would be like, would Rixer know about snakes being cold-blooded and that they don't? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Well, yeah, but if Rixer doesn't know it, he can't suggest it.
Right.
So. Yeah, snakes don't
Brielle
like
would say
cold.
Brielle would say she doesn't have any cold spells, but she'll look at the wizard.
I do have a cold cantrip. And a spell that does cold damage.
Is it a radius?
No.
No. Yeah, I don't think it'll work.
I kind of hit it in my head because I think I know the spell would be handy here. Sleep.
I was thinking sleep too.
Don't have it though.
So as you guys are standing there pondering,
Yeah, does the Chewinga visit us again?
a Chewinga appears. This time at the base of the stairs, like right in front of you guys. And this one is wearing a mask shaped like a mongoose. And it is instead of being tucked in its mask, this one's actually holding the orange and purple orchid. And it's holding in its other hand the red feather. Boldly, it walks up to the nearest snake with the orchid. It whaps the snake across the face, which gets the snake all riled up, and the snake arches its head up as if it's going to strike, and then quickly it pulls the feather and tickles the snake on the belly, which makes the snake fall down paralyzed and twitching. Then the mongoose lays on its belly, opens its mouth unnaturally wide, and it slurps down and eats the snake.
By mongoose, you mean the Chewinga
The
wearing
Chewinga
the...
wearing the mongoose mask.
Okay.
It continues up the stairs. You watch it do that 3 or 4 more times before it gets to the top.
Can you keep doing that?
And does it, just as it eats a snake, more kind of come out of cracks behind it.
Think you can stomach a snake? Because you might have to eat one.
So Rickster's gonna try the... He's gonna try the flower and feather trick. Like, to at least that much to see if he can also replicate it. Obviously, he's not gonna necessarily be able to eat it,
You
but...
don't need to roll for it. You
I
can
wasn't going to.
go up to a snake and you bap it with the orchid. You tickle it with the flower before it can strike, and it kind of like falls over. It's wiggly, but more or less passive.
Okay. Does it continue to stay that way?
If you continue to kind of stare at it, waiting for something to happen, after 10 seconds or so,
Oh, okay.
it gets back to its normal self and tries to snap at you.
Okay.
It's just as angry as before.
So, Rickster happens to have a carved wooden snake. Like, legit. Okay? It's right there. So, again, asking the Chewingas for help, holding up the snake, and the little Chewinga.
Right?
I mean, whatever. Rickster would be okay with that. Sounds good.
He's got lots of stuff. Let's keep him.
But, like, be like, okay, you showed us how, but we don't have a mongoose. I mean, I could try eating it, but I don't think that'll work. Can you help us more?
Well, Rickster's talking. I'm going to tickle the snake. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to bap it, tickle it, pick it up.
You gotta boop it, then you gotta tickle.
Yep, I'm going to do that. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to take a step forward and see if any snap at me while I'm holding it.
100%. Oh, they miss. But
Brielle's going to eat it.
It goes down, even though it's kind of a big snake, it seem like you have an easier time eating it than you would expect.
And then she's going to walk.
However, you feel a little bit nauseous. Give me a constitution save.
Because the Chewinga only ate one and then was able to pass, or
Yeah,
just
he
kept on
She
eating
needs
them?
several.
Okay.
Because it said Constitution, right?
Yes.
That's an 18.
Yeah, you're 18. You feel queasy for a second, but it passes, and you're able to get a third of the way up.
Okay. Do it
Before the snakes seem like they're vicious.
again. Do it again.
Give me the constitution save.
Same result.
You swallow it, and you're fine. You get one more time to get all the way up.
Ooh, that one's a little lower. That's only a 9.
You take 24 points of psychic damage
Ouch!
as your head just erupts in pain, but you make it to the top.
Drop to my knees, holding my head, make myself vomit, and then look down and go, ooh, I made it. And then I'm just going to sit there.
And you are sitting basically right next to a large stone temple. There's a very darkened doorway with intricately etched maze-like patterns all the way around the walls. Sammy, get your hand up.
Yeah. After, I imagine it's been quite a few minutes of time has passed. After not hearing any shrieks of terror or defeated stomping down the stairs, Gilly is going to start making her way up to find the rest of the people.
I'll go up next.
Sure.
I'm not gonna eat the snakes, so I'm just gonna go pop and tickle.
About 10 seconds later, the snake wakes up, and nothing seems to have changed.
And then it bites you.
Yeah, I'm going up, so pop.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. Well, the first snake misses. But there's another swarm right there, so it's going to go also. Ooh, if you miss 2. There's another swarm taking also a reaction to you moving. Well, hey, that's a critical hit. Cool.
That's why I ate the snakes.
I didn't think you had to. I wanted to see if you had
I picked up one and I walked forward and then it bit at me. So then I ate the snake and then I walked up.
You take 18 points of piercing damage.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Make a con save.
Double O.
Natural 20 for a 24.
Cool. So you're only going to take half of this. Oh man, I rolled really low this time. You take 3 points of poison damage.
Okay.
The snakes are just like... Effectively speaking, if I lift my DM screen up here, think of this as just as many individual swarms as is necessary to deter you.
Brielle, are you coming up? Can we see you coming up now?
I mean, I'm coming as fast as my little legs.
Brielle will start gesturing for you to stop because she can't yell loud enough to do it.
Yeah.
And then she'll point at Gilly
Unboned.
and basically say, "Wait."
Dan, you your hand up?
Yeah, 2 things. One, whenever we watched the Chewinga, did it go all the way to the top? For some reason, I think that it only went like halfway and then disappeared, but...
Well, I said 8 a total of 3 or 4 snakes. So.
To get all the way, and then it was all the way at the top?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, whenever Brielle was walking through, was it similar to with the vines, is like the snakes closing in directly right behind her?
The snakes, for a certain distance, seem to kind of ignore her until she's walked a little bit, and then they kind of got really active again.
Okay.
So the snakes didn't go away. She was able to
Just pass them.
just pass them.
Okay, because I was just wondering, as before with trying to do the vines, if multiple, people could go through with essentially only one eating them. So I'm thinking that's not very
Well, I'm
likely.
waiting for them, Kyle. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Sure. What are you guys doing?
Rixer will go next.
You gonna bop and tickle?
Yep, and then eat it.
Cool. Give me a con save.
22.
You pass it just fine. Do it again.
21.
You do it just fine. Do it again.
18.
You do it just fine. You get to the top.
Okay.
Not feeling queasy. Not feeling exploding head pain.
Okay. And are we right in front of, now right in front of the temple?
Yes.
Okay. And there's a doorway?
Yes.
Is it
It is.
an archway? Does it have a
No,
door?
there's no door. It's
Okay.
an archway, but it's dark right now. You can't see inside of it.
Okay. I want to put the wooden snake down, kind of just a little bit off to the side on the platform. Be like, here you go. This is for all your guys' help. and then light a torch and peer into the archway.
You gonna walk through it all the way or just peer in?
Peer in.
Okay.
Like torch.
The torch doesn't. I mean, it seems like it's illuminating like bare ground in front of you, but it doesn't seem to really cut through the darkness like you'd expect.
Okay.
One thing you do notice is a very, very heavy scent of incense.
Okay.
What are Gilly and Ryan doing?
Um,
Ravine. It just came back to me.
I guess once Gilly makes it to the top, she'll say, "Oh well, okay, 2 of you made it. Oh no, what happened to you?"
Brielle will sign down to Gilly that he needs healed,
You have to eat the snakes.
and she will describe what you have to do to get up. Yeah.
Okay,
Don't try to walk by without eating a snake.
okay.
Especially when the snakes crit on their attack rolls.
Let's see. Let me help you out here. 8, 3. Math, which is hard. Plus 4 is 15. Plus 2.
I hate this jungle.
Me too. 19 points of healing. I have an idea that we can try if you'd like, if you'd prefer not to eat the snakes.
I don't want to eat the snakes, but I think you have to eat the snakes.
I mean,
I think it's specifically scripted so that you have to eat the snakes. Because if you try not to eat the snakes eat you.
I mean, okay. Well, why don't we try this? And I cast Sanctuary on Ravine.
Okay.
Oh.
Go walk up to the snakes. If they start to bite at you, though, come back. And you just don't have to eat them, but maybe this way you won't have to.
Just take us. I don't know. Don't like walk into one, but
Get close.
Just kind
So the thing with
swipe at
sanctuaries,
it.
I can't take any hostile actions.
Yeah, so you can't bop them with the flower. But I think the idea is maybe you don't have to do any of it.
just wave at them and see if they're gonna bite at you, and see if they can they
Yeah,
hit
like
you.
start
You have to
Yeah.
wisdom save to even attempt to attack me.
Mhm.
Okay, so, yeah.
Okay. Ooh. Well, unnatural 20 hit you?
I don't know.
We'll have to make the wisdom save first.
I understand.
He rolled for it.
Oh, okay.
I'll explain this stuff later, guys. I understand your frustration, Brian. I get why you're giving me all these nasty, dirty looks. I really do.
I hate this
He's
stuff.
literally doing it out of the book. He didn't make this up. It's out of a module.
It's like there wasn't supposed to be one kind of breaking the rules, but the module's like, ah ha ha. But
Brian, there's one particular phrase with this entire thing, which I think
I get it.
afterwards I
I get
will
it.
read that phrase to
I
you.
get it. It's Tomb of Annihilation.
It's not. Oh, it is.
Well, it is.
Ooh. You take 2 points of piercing damage. I literally rolled minimum damage. Although, give me a save for the poison.
12.
You take half. You take 4 points of poison damage. Kenny, what's up?
Whenever Rixer ate the snakes, did they taste like anything?
It really didn't. It really was you had the sensation of eating, but it was very bland, very tasteless. Like, it doesn't, after it kind of like hit your insides, like you didn't really feel full.
Okay. So sorry, with the torch, the way that you described it, I guess I'm not 100% sure, was I able to see anything inside the archway, like even just the floor, or be able to tell that there is a floor there?
Okay, so the way you described it was you didn't fully go through the threshold, correct?
Yeah, but I mean, like, if I put the torch...
I understand, but you did not fully
Okay.
go, right?
Yes, true.
Then what you saw was just bare stone.
Okay. Inside of it.
Inside of it. You don't...
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Okay.
Okay. And you said it smells of incense, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to tie my non-magical non-magical towel kind of around my face, like a mask to cover my mouth and my nose, and I'm going to walk through with my torch still lit.
So, Rixer has his head wrapped with the towel. He's got his torch in hand. He steps through the threshold.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you're fully inside the room, you step into a very brightly lit stone room.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a good 40 feet square, and it is well adorned. First of all, there are 4 pillars holding up the roof, equally spaced kind of around this square room, towards the center-ish.
Okay.
And you see lavish pillows strewn all along between the pillars along one wall. There are tapestries depicting various jungle themes with dinosaurs and different races of people all along the walls. The light seems to be coming from several brightly burning torches along the outside walls, and then there are 2 very, very large braziers near the pillows, kind of near the center of the room. And dominating a good portion of the room is a very, very large sized serpent-like creature with brilliant blue and red alternating stripes for scales along its back. And it kind of flares up to a brilliant blue and red, almost checkered pattern hood. And kind of comes forward like a cobra, but has almost a flat humanoid face, with a broad nose and kind of wide flaring cheeks, and a long forked tongue coming out. And the creature is kind of like swaying. It's kind of curled up at the base, and its head is kind of like swaying and looking down and talking to 2 other figures.
Okay.
What you see is kind of a middle-aged man with kind of graying almost shoulder-length hair. He's got a kind of a salt and pepper beard. And he's wearing a hooded green cloak and tunic. He's got leather armor kind of on top of that. And you can see he's got a sword in his belt, along with a dagger kind of tucked into his belt as well. He's got heavy gloves on, and you can see that he has a long bow kind of slung over his shoulders as well. And standing with him is another figure. You've never seen a man like this before. He looks, at first you think maybe he's a dragonborn, at first maybe you think he's lizard folk, but he's not quite really either. He's got a kind of a very elongated head. His skull is bald, on top of his head is bald, and it comes to almost a long point. He's very like longish face with like a lizard, dragony features. He's wearing a very simple kind of brown leather armor with a brown cloak over it. You can see he has a sword hanging from his belt, and great big lizardish feet. And the snake and the man seem like they're in mid-conversation when you walk in with the lizardy dude standing there very, very quietly. As you walk in, you kind of take all this in. The snake stops talking and turns to look at you. Rexer, I was certain you would wait for your friends. Please, have a seat in the corner while I finish discussing things with my friends here.
Just assuming it's gesturing with its tail there.
Yes.
Real quick, like upon entering, would I have noticed there were any incense burning or where the strong smell might be coming from?
I'm sorry, yes. There are like sensors kind of hanging
Okay.
from the ceiling at various points.
Okay.
You can see that they're kind of like crackling and there's whiffs of smoke coming off of them.
Okay, and then do I recognize, obviously not the lizard-like person, but the man?
You've never seen the man before.
Okay. So, Richter is going to go start, like, sitting as essentially directed, but while doing so, we'll kind of yell through the towel, like, so he can be heard over it, saying, I was hoping you would help my friends pass to be able to join me.
The snake creature looks at you again. Your friends must make it on their own. And then goes back to talking to the man and the lizard creature. You do start to get a very sharp scent of ham, however.
Ham. Is there any pigs nearby?
No. All right, outside. Outside, you guys watch Richter walk into the temple. Sam?
I don't.
Okay, Sam doesn't.
I still have to make it up past the snakes.
So does
Oh,
So
that's true.
development, they will still attack me.
Okay.
Uh,
Are you standing like in the middle of the snakes?
yeah.
Brielle signs. Eat it.
Just
You
eat it.
gotta eat it.
Eat it.
I mean, I tried.
Unless you can teleport, but that might not even work.
Can't. Bop.
Mm-hmm.
Tickle.
Uh-huh.
Sketty noodle.
It's slippery, and it is wiggly, and it's not unappealing. Give me a con save.
Here we go. This is where I die. Die by solving the puzzle. 15.
You make it. The snakes are clear. You get up a third of the way.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Boop and tickle.
Tickle and swallow. Alright.
What you got?
5.
You take damage. You might not die.
That sucks.
You might not die.
How much did you take?
24.
Okay, that's like 2/3 of my HP.
You take
All
8 points of damage. I rolled almost maximum damage with Matt.
I figured.
Yeah,
Because that was almost my whole HP. Like, I have 36.
I understand.
So, like, I was like, you were saying it was 20 something. I was like, oh, man.
So I got one more.
One more.
Bop it on the head like a psychopathic rabbit. Tickle and swallow. 6.
Oh my god.
I told you.
9 points.
Oh, okay.
Are you still alive?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
You're at the top. You're there. Gilly.
I just stop for a minute and sit down. That was terrible.
Your head's killing you.
Brielle just gives him back pats. It'll be
Gilly's,
okay. It'll be okay. Go ahead, sweetie.
Gilly's gonna rummage through her pack
Mhm.
and pull out some garlic salt. Attach it to her hip.
Uh-huh.
Boop, tickle, garlic salt. Fling it back.
I'll give you advantage.
Sweet. 19 plus 2, 21.
Yeah, it goes down pretty well. Not too bad, actually.
Boop, tickle, garlic salt,
Yeah.
slide.
You got advantage.
19.
You're doing good.
Boop, tickle, garlic salt, slide. Ooh, 11.
You made it.
Sweet.
DC was 10.
And
That
then
means I missed my one. Mine by one. I won.
at the top, seeing that Ravane looks a little green. Here, let me help you out again. 8, 10, 14, 15, 18 points of healing.
Thank you.
Brielle will sign that Richard's already gone in, but the door's right there.
Oh, okay. Let's go then.
Let me know whenever I can do things again.
Yeah, just a moment.
Yep.
So I'm going to cut back to Rixer in the room before you guys possibly enter. Rixer, you overhear snippets of conversation between the man and the snake.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly you overhear the man saying that, well, it seems like you have some new guests. I guess I'll be back in another decade or so. We'll catch up then. And the Naga nods deeply. It has been my pleasure. The man kind of half bows. Thank you for your hospitality. And heads towards the doorway. He will stop for a second and kind of turn and look at Rixer and say, my friend, I hope you find what you're looking for. Best of luck to you.
Rixer kind of like politely nod, like sort of bow gesture while he's sitting down, kind of like how you like do the little hand wave, like whenever somebody lets you through, but appropriate to the time period.
You're one of the kindest orcs I've met so far, so good for you, sir.
Thanks.
And he will walk to the doorway.
Okay.
As the dragonish creature, he kind of like bows his head, doesn't say anything. He bows his head, and for just a moment, you get the smell of lemons, sharp and kind of acidy in your nose, and then they walk through the doorway, and the smell is gone.
Does it still smell like ham?
No, the ham smell is gone too.
Okay, because Rixer was going to kind of like do a pit check to make sure it wasn't...
Alright, I'm going to cut to you guys outside. You're at the top. You have healed Ruvain for some damage. What y'all doing?
Heading towards the door.
Sure. You can stand there. Outside of the door, kind of look in. It's very, very dark. But you can get a very, very faint whiff of incense burning.
Yeah, I'll just watch it.
Gilly will follow.
Sure.
Because I didn't see Rixer do the whole handkerchief thing. I just saw him go in.
Yeah.
So, going in.
You guys walk in. And you see the same room that I previously described. And Rixer is standing right next to the doorway.
Sorry.
Did I miss something?
I mean, unless there's a reason otherwise, Rixer had sat down in the corner, as instructed.
Yeah, I apologize.
Okay.
You would not have gotten... Yes, you're right. My bad.
Okay.
You see Rixer sitting in the corner.
Do we run into the two exiting as we're entering?
No.
No? Okay.
Do I feel weird at all?
Is this Dana talking or Rixer?
Rixer. Well, I mean, not talking, but Dana's checking in on Rixer's state.
Oh, you said I, so I wasn't
Sorry.
sure. Define weird.
Sleepy, sick, hurting,
Nausea,
itchy, burny, eyes feeling weird,
No.
missing any senses.
You feel fine?
Okay. So, with, like, purposely not looking at the snake person, Rixer will stand and, join the other people, his group, and, just be like, I have no idea. I did this, and, point to his face covered with the towel, and he's still talking through it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You're fine. You seem fine. You feel fine.
Okay.
I think you might be okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing this.
Okay.
As the other three enter,
I don't like snakes. If I ever see another snake again, it'll be too soon.
Hello there, Ruvain. And Gilly.
Oh, by
And
God.
Brielle. It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Saja N'baza And I am the guardian. I am the oracle of this temple. I believe you are here to see me.
Richard's gonna get super excited and like pull his towel off his face and like look at her, because I'm assuming it's sort of female-like, but I don't know. Just I don't know something about the way you described. But look at it then, and be like, "Grandma!"
The snake gets a large grin, and you see a massive row of pointed dagger-like teeth. If you wish to call me grandmother, you may do so.
Grandfather sent us.
Zatambe? I hope I have that.
I think that's right.
I think that's right.
It's in my notes. I think that's right.
I have not spoken to Grandfather Zatambe in many, many years. Is he well? He is well. I know that he's well, but it seems like a courtesy to ask.
Okay.
My friends.
Brielle, while this exchange is happening between those two, Brielle like shakes Gilly and points at it, and then signs to Gilly. It's the snake people, the Yanti, right?
The Sneeple?
Right? That's a Yanti. We talked about them.
You're signing. I can't do anything.
Right?
Yeah?
Those were bad people.
I
But
hope.
we've been told this is a good person?
And Gilly is obviously signing. Sorry, I should make that apparent to our listeners. Gilly will say and sign, I hope she doesn't know sign. Otherwise, we might be in a pickle.
What is sign language for pickle?
I wish I knew.
Oh man.
It's
That's
not.
probably not right.
It's not that.
It should be.
Matt just made a rude gesture.
Hello. We've heard many good things about you, dear Oracle.
Please, Gilly. Call me Saja.
Okay, Shaza. We come to ask you about the curse that is plaguing these lands. The curse that prevents resurrection and prevents regeneration.
Oh yes, this death curse.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I have seen it in action. I have seen the clerics and the priests unable to raise the dead, unable to give life to those who have fallen. A dreadful thing.
Mm-hmm. Real bad. Can we stop it?
She'll kind of stop and kind of gaze off, kind of like just in the middle distance. I suspect most things, once started, can be stopped.
Do you know how we do it?
What else do you know about this curse?
Shoot, what is that lady's name that first sent us on this anyways?
Hold on.
Lady
Syndra.
Yes.
Cinder Sylvain. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to say Syndra Sylvain wants us to do this.
She wants us to find something called the Soulmonger.
Mm.
The Soulmonger. I do not know Syndra Sylvain. I don't suspect she is from Chult.
No, she brought us here from her basement.
Indeed. So I do not know her. However, a soulmonger. A soulmonger. Something perhaps that is eating the souls? Is that what we are assuming?
Maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah, sounds
We
good.
weren't told what it was. Just that we had to find it.
What else do you know? You spoke with Grandfather. Did he give you any leads besides sending you here?
Well, he had a vision. He had a vision about a thing that I'm scrolling
A
to?
black obelisk.
Black obelisk.
And
In
snakes.
a city covered in snakes.
Yeah,
And cliffs, though. There's
by
cliffs,
the
too.
cliffs.
You must speak of the city of Omu.
Oh, moo.
It is far to the south from here. It is the tall cliffs surround it on almost all sides. It has been taken over by Rasnisi and his Yuan tea. And
No, I don't need any tea, thank you.
You want tea?
Oh no.
in this city, the city was mostly destroyed, perhaps 100 years ago. A dark figure came and killed most of the people and enslaved the others. Afterwards, the Yuan Ti came in and took over the ruins.
Oh.
Before this darkness left, it did erect a black obelisk in the north end of the city.
So is that the problem, the obelisk, or the person?
The person, this creature, this person was not from Cholt, so I know not its motives. But I do know that once it enslaved most of the residents of the city, they slowly disappeared. I'm not all-seeing. I'm not all-knowing. But I have seen this, and I do know this. This soulmonger may be in, or possibly near, this city of Omu.
Isn't Ranisi supposed to be dead?
Oh yes, he died many years ago.
So who controls the city now?
He did not stay dead.
Everyone else is.
He banded with the Yuan Ti. He took their twisted ritual.
Oh,
He became one of them.
jigs.
Rasnisi now leads the Yuan Ti in the city of Omu.
I thought you said it was Omu.
I mean, it's spelled O-M-U, so
Oh,
Omu.
Yeah.
wait.
Yes, Rixer.
So this curse thingy, though, it's happening everywhere, right?
That is my understanding. That is what you have told me.
That's what I understand too, but that doesn't mean anything. So, but if it's this guy and this obelisk, and or could have been either, could be either, it's on Chult, so it means it has to be lots big magic if it's affecting everywhere. Can one person do that? Because I don't know anything about magic.
There are many powerful beings in this universe. I suspect whatever did this must be greatly evil and greatly powerful. In fact, and she'll kind of shake her head a little bit. Even now, I don't know that there is anything inside of the city itself that could do this, but if I were you, I would start my search near that obelisk. Find the city of Omu, find this obelisk.
And then what?
And then you may just need to follow the rabbit hole wherever it goes.
Sounds good.
Okay. You said it's south of here? Almost?
Oh yes, Iku will know the way. She knows the city of Omu very well.
Gilly just giggles. Okay.
Oh, right, forgot about her.
She's waiting patiently outside for you. Wait, that's Iku's voice.
She is, you're right.
Why couldn't she come up?
She told you that you had to basically face the trials on your own.
Meaning she's probably done it herself. She has no reason to come up here. Why should she face him?
Or because she doesn't know how to do it, 'cause she just flew over it all. That Rixer does not say that.
Right. Okay. I think we have our heading.
Do you have any other questions while you're here, my friends? I get so few guests.
We didn't see the other two, did we?
You three did not.
Can't ask about them.
Why?
We killed a hag just a few days back.
Good riddance. Good for you.
What are their names? The people that she sold
Sewing sisters?
Yeah.
Sewing
The
sisters.
sewing
Sewing
sisters.
sisters.
The Sound Sisters.
Sisters of the
She
Traveling
mentions
Sewing
sewing sisters would come after us.
I know very little about them. Very, very little. As they are not from Chult. I can't keep this voice. But they are a coven of hags. I have seen glimpses of them flitting about the jungles. Here, they are gone again. I do not know what their purpose is. I do not know their goal or where they reside.
So we should just try to avoid them.
We were told they were going to be hunting us now that we've defeated a hag. That was probably part of that coven.
You slayed Nanny Poo Poo.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Didn't want to say it for that reason.
You guys have never seen a snake person roll their eyes before? Before now, that is. Definitely.
A snake person is just a snake with personage.
It's mostly a snake with a little bit of person, right?
Yeah.
Her mother was half person.
I
That's
do not
not me making it.
I do not think that they are in a coven together. Nanny Poo Poo has always been in Chult. I know Nanny Poo Poo. Well, knew, I suppose. She may have had Congress with them, but I do not believe they were united exactly.
So we might not have to worry about that at all. Maybe she was just talking out of her ass.
She may have been bluffing.
There are a handful of hags scattered throughout the jungles. Avoid, I would suggest, the sea hags along the southwestern coast in particular.
Is it unheard of to assume a joint operation between covens?
It is not unheard of. I don't watch Nanny Poo Poo closely, so
So what?
they may have had some connections. I just know that the Sohn sisters are not from here, and Nanny Poo Poo is. Was, I suppose.
I've got a question
Yes, Rixer.
that I really want to know. Why did it smell like ham?
Oh,
I can answer that question.
Why did it smell like ham in here and then it stopped?
oh, that is because
The source of the smell left.
Dragonbait cannot speak. He communicates through smell.
Dragon what?
Dragonbait.
To catch dragons?
The green-skinned fella who was in here before you, just
Okay.
before your friends arrived.
Wait. There was a dragon person in here. We're looking for a dragon person and you didn't stop them?
We were looking for a dragon person.
We literally tracked them through half the jungle. Rixer!
Guys, I game. I was so thrilled when only Rixer walked in by himself. Like,
Well, I didn't know, but he went that way. I'm gonna point out the door.
We came in the door. There was no one that came out.
Huh, that's weird.
I mean, there's two doors, right?
no, there's one door.
There's only one door.
Or did Simber just walk right
Or just, yeah, one of the goals we were trying to get just walked through the front door and is gone.
He only sort of looked a little bit dragon-like. I didn't know he was.
I'm sitting here trying not to look up.
I didn't get it when he was describing Simbar, but I got it when he started describing the dragon-like person, and I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can tell... Where's her name? Zandala, that we just let her dad get away.
Are you
Well-
saying this in game?
Yeah.
And so I'm guessing that at least some of the verbal things that were just said
See, Ravine
were
doesn't know
actually
anything
said out
about
loud.
this, so.
If it's in her voice, it's being said
Okay.
in game.
Yeah. So Rister's kind of like looking at his feet. So upset, it's like, but, grandmother seemed to know them. Maybe she'll help.
She will say, after you mention that, Zandala's name. She'll kind of give you an inquisitive look. Simber has no children.
Then who's Zandala?
I do not know Zandala. I do not believe she's from Chult.
Did we ever
Henry Cavill.
meet this, his daughter, supposed daughter?
Yeah,
Like
this
we
is
met-
the woman you met at the bar.
Okay. History to remember what she looks like versus what he looks like.
Do it.
Do it. I have a -1 to my history, though.
That's fine.
8. I don't remember what she looks like. I don't know if she looks like her dad.
Hold on. 24.
Wow.
You remember probably...
Wasn't she was the girl with the dragon scales, right?
Dana does not remember.
Yes.
And
Dragon
neither
scales.
does Richter.
She's also clearly a half elf.
Can Gilly recant what she remembers?
Yeah, blonde hair, half elf. Dragon scales kind of across her temples, kind of curves across her cheeks, up over the bridge of her nose and back again.
Does that person sound familiar at all?
Who are you saying this to?
Shaza. That's so hard for me to say today.
I do not.
Saja N'baza
She is. I do not believe she is from Chult.
I don't know anything about this. Ryan's sitting here probably putting up some conspiracy theories in here, but I don't know. I can't voice any of those.
You weren't there.
Why would someone lie about who their dad is, though? I wish I knew who my dad was. I wouldn't lie about it.
To play on your sympathies.
Saja will look at you, Richter, and then shake her head. You are not from Chult. I do not know who your father is.
Well, it's okay. I don't either.
Gilly
She'll
just
nod.
goes and gives Richter like a leg hug.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
What
sorry.
was that for?
Because I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait.
Okay.
And she like rifles through her bag and pulls out a ration bar.
Yes.
Does this help?
Okay. Rickster's eating it. Stops paying attention.
Don't take it. This is how halflings print on you.
So Brielle got stuck with it.
I would think it'd be whenever you give food to a halfling, rather than taking food from them.
Yeah.
which Brixer's already done so many times.
My friends, you have given me much to think about. And this news about Rasnisi is, the more I ponder, the darker I believe it is. I must task you with killing this man.
But what about that other guy
What other guy?
that was here with the ham guy?
Artis? What about him?
I don't know. They
He seems
think
like a chill
he's
dude.
important. Chill, dude. Is that on purpose?
Was it?
I don't know. Was it?
The world we never know.
I'm not
Good
sure
laws
what.
in general, really.
Will you agree to do everything in your power to kill Rasnisi if you should go to Onum?
I've done some research in Yuan-Ti. Can you tell me exactly what he's turned himself into?
Sure, Sam, lower your bag there.
It wouldn't happen to be an anthema, would it?
Is it pronounced anathema?
Is it? It's Anathema.
Anathema.
Anathema. And I was saying anthema.
Anathema.
Anthema.
It doesn't really matter.
Anathema.
I would have to look at me, the DM here. would have
I mean,
to
she
look
doesn't
at
have that knowledge.
I think he's just a type 2.
I think so too.
He might be. She's just paranoid.
Because I haven't seen like his art, like if that's him.
Do you spell it again?
Anathema.
Okay, yeah.
Anathema.
Just want to bring that mini again.
The character anathema device. Anathema.
Anathema.
But that's a character's name, so.
Well, he is man from the waist up and snake from the waist down. Does that help?
He doesn't have multiple heads.
I believe just the one.
Good. I was a little worried.
I do have that mini on the shelf, though.
The anthema or the...
Yeah. I think. I was going to get Rossi's, but they restocked him.
Will you take on this quest, my friends?
If it gets us closer to where we gotta go, yeah, I say we do it.
Yeah, I mean, if he's controlling this darkness that's hurting people and hurting the lives of so many, then yeah.
Fantastic. That is two of you. The other two?
Yeah, sounds good.
She will look at Ruvain.
I mean, of course.
Perfect. My friends, then I have gifts for you.
Ooh,
Gifts.
gifts. Uh-oh.
Is it level 5?
Gifts?
It may also include some XP we'll talk about later.
Must reach a bugle without making too much noise.
Gilly,
Yeah.
the Naga kind of like, I'm sorry, the snake woman moves up very close to you. She kind of looks up at one of the braziers kind of near you and watches the smoke for just a few moments. And then she'll kind of blow into it, and the smoke comes down and wraps around you.
Ah, I'm
And is
suffocating.
swirling and swirling and swirling and swirling.
I don't want to be smoked pork.
And there's off my hand.
Okay.
No, he's
When-
gone.
When the smoke clears, you can look down on the back of your left hand. Is like a tattoo of a cluster of snake scales. There are 6 of them in this grouping.
Okay.
Snake creatures like their tattoos.
Yeah, we'll talk about why later.
Oh.
she moves to one of the braziers and coils her tail around it. And you can kind of like hear her like sound like her skin or almost sizzling against it. And then after a few moments, she picks it up with her tail, and she just kind of like throws the hot embers and hot ash at Rixer. And you don't feel the burning you're expecting, but you do feel a wash of heat and the smoke, and you can smell the little incense kind of goes into it. And afterwards, there is a flame tattoo coming from your like shoulder blade up the side of your neck and across the side of your face.
Cool. On which side?
On your right side.
Okay.
Oh no.
Now she moves towards Brielle, and she's doing all this without saying a word. It's kind of happening all very fast. She looks at Brielle for just a few moments, and then, just lightning fast, she bites down hard on your right hand, and when it comes, she snaps her head back. Like for an instant, there's pain, and it happens so fast, and then you realize like your hand is fine, but you have what looks like a big gash across your hand, but it's again a tattoo. And then to Ruvain. I keep these things straight here. She comes over to you and wraps her tail around you and gives you a big hug.
Aww. Rixer's so jealous.
A big
and
loving,
then constricts.
loving hug. And you probably can't really see it because you're wearing, robes and stuff, but you now have like a snake tattoo coiled, starting like knee and kind of wrapping around your body.
Neat. Street cred.
All the way up to your, all the way up to your shoulder. My friends, the gifts I have given you will prove themselves in time. Go now and save the world. And she will gesture for you guys to leave. I'm assuming you do so. And as you step out of the doorway to this temple, you can see that the sky has gone kind of a twilightish dark, but you can see the sun beginning to rise on the horizon.
Whoa.
Can Rixer do a thing before leaving?
Probably not.
He was just gonna give a gift back.
Okay, I'm sorry. What you got?
So, once, she's essentially saying that she's essentially telling us to get out. Rixer will just, because I guess is she back to wherever she was previously?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rixer's gonna kind of just sit down in the middle of the room. The wooden carved Chewinga statuette thing. And a gift for a gift, thank you.
She will nod her head.
And then he'll be okay with leaving and everything.
Alright, you guys are outside, and it is dawn. Sam?
Hey, that's all for tonight. Thanks for listening. If you want to get to know us better, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Monday Night TPK. You can also find Monday Night TPK at Above the Table Games on YouTube. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. Thanks for listening, and we'll always save a seat at the table just for you.
Happy Monday.